After it was over, I invited her to stay. I said, because I'm tired, perhaps, because you had to get up at around 5 or 6, and I had to leave at approximately 5, 2 hours. We both had the same schedule, approximately, but she didn't want to do, but she wanted me to walk her downstairs, and I didn't want to walk her. I said, well, my limo's downstairs, you could take the limo, but I'm sorry, I'm tired, and I have to get up, and I just can't walk you. Maybe I should have just walked her downstairs or something. We should never cry over spilled milk, of course, but maybe I should have just walked her downstairs, you know, it's Christ. And the next week I heard about this.
And you're saying that she never said no?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, she said that I hit him, I cried, I did anything to get him to stop, nothing worked.
Oh, right, really, please. You know what I mean? Come on, that wasn't true. In a hotel room, in the middle of the night, where, you know, walls probably echo because it's so quiet, you know, and she screamed, and then she's gonna say she's in shock. She walked downstairs. Evidently, me, the person, you know what I mean, she told me she's been sheltered, please. And if anybody would attack me, as soon as I get out in the hallway, I'm gone. I lost it. I'm in the twilight zone. Woo, help, yes, help, right here, knocking on people's doors. Come in, this guy's right in here. Please help me, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's absurd. Well, I'm scared because he's Mike Tyson. That's, I mean, because they insult the American intelligence, you know what I mean, to believe something like that. You know, this is something, I mean, that you don't have to be F. Lee Bailey. You know what I mean? You don't have to be F. Lee Bailey at all to decipher the bull crap. You know what I mean? And it upsets me so much because there's people out there, you know what I mean, that have that kind of mentality, you know what I mean, that will believe something. You know what I mean? It just is, it's astonishing that what people believe.
The truth of the matter of what happened that night then is what?
That she was not raped.
The Indian got you to agree to go into therapy. Is that true?
Well, I could give you some answers and you could tell me is it true. You know what I mean? I never been to therapy. He never told me he wanted me to go to, he never told me personally that he wanted me to go to therapy. He's seen me a number of times after the incident happened. He never confronted me with any issues about that or anything. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? What Aaron is saying is not true at all.
And the women at the contest that day in Indianapolis who said that you fondled a number of women.
But listen, you must understand what kind of atmosphere. When you make that statement, you come across as if I just ran in there, all right, and no, it wasn't like that. It was a joyous atmosphere. People have grabbed me. You know what I mean? They all, like 15, 20, something like, they tagged me, grabbed me, and we're talking crap, and we're speaking as young, healthy, black, you know, young adults do. We're talking crap and this and that, and things occurred. You know what I mean? After this situation happened, and people all start saying, well, maybe I can get something out of it, maybe then their mind, the wheels start rolling in another direction then. But at that particular situation, there was no complaints about anything.
So it wasn't initiated by you, you just participated?
Absolutely.
They come after you as much as you go after them?
Please, because this is something I don't even have to explain to you, you know what I mean? People know who I am, and people know I have money, and people know I'm young. You know what I mean? So they put the two together, young, black, single, with money, usually by himself, never protective, because that's the kind of guy. I'm always loose. I'm like, and that's dangerous, because you gotta use that with the same stereotype as the sheep that flocks away from the crowd, and he's out there, now he's alone, now the wolves could trap him off, corner him off, and kill him. And that's how my situation was. I'm a loner, and that's my only downfall, because that's my nature. I'm always alone, I'm always moving.
You think women used you or tried to use you?
Of course they did, but look, I looked at it from a standpoint, you know what I mean? I was young, you know what I mean? I wanted to have fun, I enjoyed having fun, and maybe I took it further, maybe me wanting to be with some girl or make love to a girl, whatever, do that, but they probably had something different, you know what I mean? I had in my mind what I wanted, but they never let me know what they wanted. You know what I mean? So maybe that's my fault for not knowing, not saying, well, what do you want from this situation?
You say people who don't know you, people form impressions about you. Here's a guy who is strong, who's black, who's uneducated, who's a heavyweight champion. He thinks he can have whatever he wants. How do you respond to people who look at you and think that that's true?
90%, 80% of the people believe what they read. And I mean, that has a big effect on people. If they ever got a chance to know me, they would think differently. They would think totally differently. They would know I'm just like everyone. I like to play, I like to fool around, I like to chew fat. You know what I mean? It's like I do basically any young 25-year-old do. I used to all my life. That's the way I am. I'm just normal. And that's why I'm in trouble, because I'm normal and slightly arrogant. You know what I mean? I get a little arrogant because I'm confident. You know, I know whatever I do, I know I'm the best at it. You know, and people get upset with that. But you know what I mean? That's a part of me which a lot of people don't like, because a lot of people don't like themselves, and I happen to be totally in love with myself. You know what I mean? People take offense to that.
When it comes to Tyson and women, it's often a question of whom you want to believe. Rarely.
You went in your cell and the door was closed and the lights went out. What thoughts did you have?
I don't know. It wasn't realistic at that point, but I knew, you know what I mean, after being in my cell, I mean, for a couple of days, though, I said, you know what I mean, cells are horrible. You'll never forget them. You know what I mean, as long as you live. You know, prison itself will always leave, you know what I mean, everlasting effect on me. You know what I mean, you just never forget it. And especially a prison like this, you would never forget it.
Have you thought about the possibility that you may have to do your time, that the appeal may not be granted?
Hey, listen, there's a fact that may happen, you know what I mean? And I look more to the fact that it will happen, you know what I mean? But listen, this is something that I passed, you know what I mean? I'm not dead, you know what I mean? As long as I'm breathing, my brain is functioning, my heart is functioning, I'll prevail.
What do you think is your immediate future?
I basically, I just keep, you know what I mean, go live day by day and wait for the, you know what I mean, see where the chips drop. I might not even want to box. I've been bored with boxing for 4 years already. I might not even want to fight anymore once I get out.
You think about that?
No, I never think about fighting, never.
You think if you got out, when you get out, you just give it up?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Huh? I would do something. Come on, I'm always going to be on top. Whatever I do, I'm going to be on top of my game. I'm never going to be under drowning. I'm always going to be above sea level.
But the boxing gave you something else that you didn't have.
You must understand, I'm basically, regardless of what you see, money, I'm just Mike, you know what I mean? I'm Lorna Mae's son's Manboy Street. I'm not, you know, I don't get caught up into a big star and all. You know, that's the furthest thing from my mind, you know what I mean? I don't like living like that, so maybe I don't think I want to be a big star no more, if that's what they call me. I don't think I want that no more, because I don't like living like that. I don't like living where everybody, which I found out in here is true, everybody's a potential enemy. Everybody's potential to hurt you, to want something from you. I don't like that kind of life, because I'm just a normal person, extremely to the extreme.
Phoenix, Arizona, 18 months away from the bout with Evander Holyfield.